Okay, number 3, we're moving along. Number 3 for this video on the land of defense, the art of defense, making your man miss. So I want to bring up, since we're on number 3 with the art of defense, I want to bring up an old great fighter. One of the great fighters of all time. He had 300 pro fights. Can you imagine? No, you can't imagine that. 300 pro fights, and with top guys. Back in the day, in the 30s, the 40s, when you had clubs everywhere where you could get that kind of experience and everybody fought the best. It was Willie, the Will of the Wisp Pep, Willie Pep. And they call him Will of the Wisp because it was like trying to hit air. He was so good defensively. Matter of fact, he's part of a legendary story where he once won a round in a fight without throwing a punch. Just on defense. Just on his ability to make his opponent miss. So that's how good he was at exactly what we're talking about right now. And the name of this one, well, we got to get away from all the punches, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's the purpose of this. We learn how to get away from a jab so far, from a real quick 1-2, dangerous combination. Now we got to learn how to get away from a round punch, from a hook. So I named this YouTube because I want to keep it simple and easy to understand. You're making a U. You're making a U. But the specifics, the technique of it, bend your legs, bend your knees, and drop your backside. What you don't want to do, everybody talks about the importance when you're a teacher, you got to teach what to do. To me, the importance of a teacher is also to teach what not to do. Just as important. Don't lean forward, because you lean forward, Mr. Uppercut might say hello to you. He might introduce himself to you. You don't want to meet Mr. Uppercut if you don't have to. So you don't lean forward, so you bend your knees. And you make a U. Why a U? You keep your back straight, by the way. Why a U? Because you want to go towards and under the punch coming at you. Here comes the punch. Let's just use our imagination. The left hook's coming. You go under it and towards it, so you come out outside it where you're safe. Just outside again, what's the landmark we're looking for? The shoulder, so you know you're safe. Just outside, and of course you can counter. And again, we're not getting into that today because we did that already. That's for a specific video that we've done, and these are all specific, and today is all based on defense. So, and concentrating on defense. And the other way, again, towards it, the right hook is coming, the right looping punch, whatever you want to call it, is coming. You bend towards and go under it and come outside. So again, the form, drop your backside, keep your knees, bend your knees, keep your back straight, don't lean forward, come up outside. Later on, you'll be able to do that to him, and that'll be a nice thing to do to him. And when you finish, again, you don't stop in the middle. There's an exit. One move, right to the side, either side. So you get out in a safe way. You ready to give it a spin, if you will?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, here we are. And the one thing that I didn't miss in the introduction of this, or I didn't touch on, and I did miss, is that go like with everything we're doing, with the slipping, everything, just enough to make a miss. You don't have to go visit the floor, see if any changes down there, dropped anything. We don't have to go that low.
Yeah.
Just enough to make a miss. Because why? I should answer that. Because I hear you. I hear you always. I hear you a couple of years out there. Why, Teddy? Because if you go too low, it takes too much time. It's not necessary. You don't have to go that low to make a miss. And it takes you too long to get back into play. By the time you get back in play, he's reloaded and he might be able to catch you. You don't want to be out of play longer than you have to. Most things in life, you want to do just far enough, or just what has to be done. You want to kind of cut out, even if you're a great writer, cut out the extra words you don't need. Same thing with a great football player. He makes those moves, running back, but he might make 2 of them that he don't need. Get to the ones you need. And that's what we're doing here, the ones that are necessary. The distance that we need, just enough to make a miss. All right, so if the left hook's coming, you're going to go towards it, you're going to go underneath it, right? Mm-hmm. And one other thing, when you finish and when you start, always keep a little bend in the knees. We want to be perfect here. We're striving to be perfect. If you're not bent, you've got to unbend. That's a tenth of a second. That's a tenth of a tenth of a tenth of a second. Whatever it is, that's lost time. We don't want to lose time.
That's right.
So we want to always keep a little bend. Same thing when you come up, a little bend. You don't want to lock out because then you got to unlock to get away from the next point. You lost some time. All right, that's getting right out. Let's stay here for a minute.
Okay.
Just for a minute. Oh, yeah, keep it. That's it. All right, you start to lean a little bit. Drop that backside. Drop that backside. Don't spread your feet too wide. It's about shoulder width. That's what we want. Good, don't lock out. See, if you lock out, you get caught. Don't lock out, don't lock out. Good, good, and then get off to wherever you want. Good. There it is. There's no need to go any more than that because, well, you know he can counter to the body or to the head. But again, today's session is purely about being a ghost, disappearing. Good job at disappearing with that YouTube.